Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gift, also known as Giftee Love, and today I'm going to be talking about a very interesting topic that has been on my mind for a while now, and I've seen a couple videos about, and I really want to talk about it. And it's the commercialization of like events and holidays that we have. Before I get into that, please subscribe and like down below, and comment if you feel like I'm talking about anything that you find interesting or you have something that you want to add to the conversation as well. Today I'm drinking pucker, licorice and cinnamon. I'll make sure that every time I'm doing a video to mention what it is I'm drinking to you guys. Okay, right, so in this video I'm going to predominantly talk about makeup brands because I feel like they do it the most, and especially as consumers are becoming wiser and people just start to accumulate lots of makeup, it's now become a conversation of, okay, how are we buying makeup smartly? So for example, a lot of makeup brands do go big for Pride. So they'll release makeup palettes, they'll release palettes they already have and rebrand them with the rainbow, or they'll kind of do some LGBTQ plus focused campaigns and things like that. And I think it's really great. Everyone deserves representation, and it brings awareness to people that may not necessarily be thinking about it, but also it really normalizes it. However, there's a meme which I'll insert soon that bye bitch my feelings towards companies that do these big Pride stuff, these big kind of Pride campaigns, and also like attend Pride. So for example, in Pride London, it's like a procession, and then the companies can have like a stand and go with like colleagues that are LGBTQ or allies, and I think that's great, but I think the number one thing about Pride is that it started off, and it still should be a protest, and it was to campaign for gay rights. And right now it's kind of this big pie that everyone can kind of come to be like, oh my god, yeah, it's great to be gay, and it is great to be gay, but I think companies just see the dollar signs and that's it, not the actual why, kind of the bigger picture of why something like this is important. Like makeup brands do very, very similar things. So for example, because it's Pride month in February in America, because Pride Month in the UK is like July, summertime. So makeup brands, I feel like, again, are just seeing the money stuff and saying, hey, seeing the money stuff, fucking seeing the dollar signs and thinking, hey, we could sell the same palette that's no new formula, nothing's changed, but we can put a rainbow on it and loads of people buy it. I mean, some companies are doing good stuff like when they do that. So for example, if they if the profit from the palette, like a percentage of money made from each palette is like donated to an LGBTQ plus charity and things like that. I mean, these corporations are making millions of dollars. So that even though like 10% of the profits from this palette goes to this charity, they could give more. It's just my opinion. But you know, as much as they do that and they do all these wonderful things, as soon as the month is over, you hear nothing from these companies. And it's just like, okay, well, LGBTQ people exist outside of this month, so why do you only care, and why do you only share their stories and do all these things and really kind of shape your brand around this if you do all of that for 1 month? I think, why are we not seeing this consistently across the board in all of your campaigns? Like, I don't get why, if you really, really believe in all of this and you want to do this campaign, oh my god, my phone. If you really believed in all of this and you kind of believed in the cause and you think there should be representation, why are we not seeing that throughout the year in all your campaigns and in your products? And it's one of those things that's like, well, these makeup brands want to make money, and if they can capitalize on a holiday but also make sure their company seems inclusive, why not do both at the same time? But it's just been interesting because I think Pride has been something that companies have been kind of jumping on the bandwagon of for maybe like the last 2 or 3 years, even longer probably. But one that I saw, maybe this has been happening for a while and I didn't see, but the one that I saw, not the one that I saw, something that I saw that made me say, bitch, what the fuck, was Lunar New Year makeup. So if I say Chinese New Year at any point in the video, I'm really sorry. I know that the Lunar New Year isn't just celebrated by Chinese people. So I was like, I think I was on Trend Mood. So the things with Trend Mood is like, I love Trend Mood. I don't follow it, but I go on the page to like check what's happening, because I just know if I follow it, I'll just get too into it. So I was on Trend Mood, and then I saw this kind of carousel post of all these makeup brands that are releasing makeup for the Lunar New Year, and I'll try and insert some pictures wherever I can fit them. Reaction was, what the fuck? Why? And then my second reaction was also kind of like, oh, that's really nice, you know, representation matters. And like looking through the comments of these posts, a lot of people that I assume celebrate the Lunar New Year were like, oh, this is really nice, representation matters. It's really nice that they're kind of got brands and waking up to kind of holidays outside of like Christianity, not just Christmas and Easter, then it's like other things. And I think that's really good too. However, I just feel like this is just another holiday that if the sales go well, all the makeup brands and companies are going to be like, oh, we can make money off this holiday too. Fantastic. And I think that's pretty shit. And again, I don't celebrate Lunar New Year, so I've actually talked to a couple of people that celebrate to kind of hear their opinion on it, and I have notes on my phone, which I'll get in a minute. But I just think, why? Especially the brands, especially the brands that aren't even creating something new for the Lunar New Year kind of celebration launches stuff. They are just repackaging stuff they already have. I think that's pretty shit. But I'm gonna get my notes up, and then I can read kind of what research I've done, but then also kind of opinions I've heard on the subject to kind of balance out what I'm thinking. So basically, the long and short of it is, I think it's really shitty, and I don't really get why they're doing it. I mean, I get why they're doing it. The Asian middle class, especially like the Chinese middle class, if you watch those documentaries on like economics and the developing world and whatever, you know that their middle class is growing and they have more money, and therefore they have disposable income that they can spend on things like makeup. So that's why they're doing it, I suspect. I don't think it's from the kindness of these brands' hearts, or they think that, you know what, we really need to start like, making sure there's representation in these. No, that's not what's happening. I think they're just like, So it seems, or if they actually look online, it seems people are getting fatigued with all the makeup launches. How can we release makeup and not make it look like we're just pushing product to make loads of money? We know what to do. Anyway, let me get my little notes here. So I'm just gonna these notes are despicable, but I'm just gonna read out the kind of different notes I made when I was looking up. Also, sorry, I just want to mention this. Some of the Lunar New Year makeup that I've seen, it's been really interesting, because I think some of them are saying it's Lunar New Year makeup, but then they'll put the rat symbol because it's the year of the rat this year. And I'm thinking, okay, if you're not going to call it a Chinese New Year launch, or calling it a Lunar New Year launch, why are you using the zodiac system, the Chinese zodiac system? Because I know in different parts of Asia, the zodiacs differ slightly. So I just wonder why certain brands are saying it's Lunar New Year makeup, but then using the year of the rat in their using the year of the rat as a symbol and the motif for the products that they're making. But also, those brands that are trying to do Chinese New Year stuff are just putting dragons on stuff. Do you just wake up? Do they just like get into a board meeting and think, right, what's Asian? Dragons? Yeah? Do you want to go with that? Dragons, cool. Like, I just think, do a bit of research, come better than that. I just think, basically I'm side-eyeing it a little bit. Anyway, so upon my research and talking to my lovely friends, shout out to you, Sour Lemons. So Harrods' biggest customer demographic for sales is East Asia, and they love brands, and they want to, and it's a way of like displaying wealth and showing that you can afford things. And so that's why Harrods is has trained a lot of their staff to be able to speak Mandarin, so that they can kind of build a better relationship with the customers that are coming in, because it's their biggest demographic and where they're making a lot of their money. And so it would make sense for makeup brands to be making makeup and products that are speaking to this demographic, especially in the more high-end areas. I haven't seen too much Lunar makeup in like the high end side of things, but I think again it's like if you're so basically it's the biggest demographic in Harrods, which means that demographic must have money, which means that makeup brands are seeing that shit, this growing demographic has money, disposable money, let's try and get them to buy our makeup. I mean, again, in the comment section of some of these trend mood posts, everyone's like, oh my god, this is really lovely. But then other people have been saying that it's just commercializing another holiday, which is a bit of a shame, because it's a holiday with a rich history, a really beautiful story behind it, and to just cheapen it to an embossed highlighter, or which is what a lot of them, it's all highlighters which they seem to be doing, because I think that's easy to push out, or whatever it is that they're doing. I think it's a bit, I don't like it basically. Also, what will be really interesting to see when I was talking to a couple of my friends is that I think there's like fine, you know, companies are going to company. I don't know what they said, but businesses are gonna do whatever they can to make money. So at the very least, bare minimum, they should create the campaigns with Asian models from the countries they're trying to target, and also make sure that the things that they're selling cater to their skin tone as well. I doubt these companies are going to do that and make their campaigns, you know, as inclusive as they should be for what they're selling. But let's see. Also, what I found really, really interesting is that with makeup now, I'm probably going to do another video about this because I could talk about it for a long time, but I feel like makeup brands know now that there's a lot of people that just like to collect makeup, and I think they're trying now more than just selling it to the everyday person, because the everyday person doesn't wear blue eyeshadow and things like that. They're actually trying to market to people that like collecting makeup for that, the packaging and the look and the feel, and so they're spending more money on that rather than improving their formula. But I found that really interesting. But yeah, I think I'll definitely do a video on that as well. Traditions more to gift money and clothes. So clothes. And so again, buying Lunar New Year makeup to give as a present for Lunar New Year is interesting, because that's not the usual presents that people give. For the companies that are just repackaging old products, but in the Lunar New Year kind of packaging, this is a genius marketing move for them, because basically in places where like Facebook and Instagram isn't the biggest social media tool, or Facebook and Instagram is blocks or whatever it is, if they can get people from those countries to take pictures and share and use the makeup in this new packaging, this is advertising to a whole market that they may not currently have access to, and just promoting their brand to a whole new market who has money and now will want to spend it on makeup. So it's kind of trying to make a generation of hyper consumers of makeup out of this holiday. I think it's just a bit shit that there's now another holiday that, if successful, which it probably will be, companies can now peddle their shitty products for. And I mean, some of the products are nice, but it's just another place they can peddle their shitty products that are probably overpriced and probably not even worth it, and it just has red packaging. And I think it's probably a signal to the trends that are to come. I wouldn't be surprised I think I've seen I don't know. I feel like I saw a couple of things last year around Eid and Ramadan. Like I think when I went into a card shop, that was the first time I saw like an Eid Mubarak greeting card in like a card shop there to sell. I mean, there wasn't a full shelf, but there was a couple on the desk, which was interesting. And I think that's good. But I just don't know if like companies are gonna start trying to think about how they can not colonize, that's not a good word. How they can start making money off other sacred holidays, and kind of I think for me, I'm just wondering, is that good? What could the benefits be of doing that? Are there any benefits? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I just think it's a bit shit. I hope the makeup's nice. I hope the people that actually are from those cultures enjoy the makeup and kind of are like happy that it's happening. It seems like, again, according to the comments, that people are quite pleased that this is something that is happening and that brands are moving towards this way. But I think there's always two sides to every story, and I think for some people it just doesn't make sense and is a bit iffy, basically. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. most of my videos will just be sit down chatting and just thinking about things out loud and then hearing what you think. Please comment below if you have any opinions on anything that I've discussed in this video, or if there's any other topics you want me to discuss that may be similar to this. It's been your girl Giftee Love. That's the end of the video. I hope I've not left it on a cliffhanger, but I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to subscribe and like and comment down below. Please tell your friends about my YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, bye!